world's smallest teleprompter right here. Only this one talks about freedom.
He'll never read it!
No, he won't. But I will. New York has deep roots in the soil of freedom. This is hallowed ground. The members of the New York delegation who signed the Declaration of Independence were William Floyd, Francis Lewis, Philip Livingston, and Lewis Morris. It might seem like an abstruse point of history, but to sign that document was to sign your own death warrant if you were captured. That's why they all signed at the same time. It was proof of treason against the crown. Imagine the courage those people had just to sign their name. Of all the conflicts of the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Saratoga, which took place only a short drive from where we stand at this moment, was pivotal. The victory at Saratoga was the turn of the tide in the struggle for American independence because it convinced the entire world that freedom was possible and that the United States of America was not a dream, it was not a lost cause, but it could be achieved. In an era of kings and royalty, the testing ground of Saratoga demonstrated to the entire world that freedom was possible for brave people. With great valor, New York rebels fought the well-trained British Army, defeated them against all odds, and changed the history of humanity. Today, it is up to us to ensure that the liberty that those Americans bled for at Saratoga yesterday will not be stolen from us at Albany today. They gave their blood. All we have to do is show up and be loud. I think it's a pretty good deal. New York State was once the envy of the country and the envy of the world. Where industry flourished, capitalism fueled the great economic engine of prosperity. But today, businesses, citizens of all classes, they want to make it sound like it's just the millionaires, it's not. Citizens of all classes flee New York in droves, hounded by taxes until their heels cross the state border. They take their labor, their skills, their jobs, and their capital with them, and our state becomes poorer in every way as we drive off our own brothers and sisters. Our governor's answer will be, I assure you, to tax those that remain even higher. And because of our newly voracious federal government, soon crossing the New York State border won't help either, because all states are now selling their souls for handouts from the administration. Soon there will be nowhere to run. The line has to be here. He will.
Amen.
When we spend half of our working lives to pay our federal, state, and local taxes instead of working to better the circumstances of ourselves, instead of using that money to fuel the economy, instead of using that money to save for our retirement, instead of using that money to put our kids through college, that is not taxation, that's economic slavery. It has been said that this administration does not worship. I'd like to disagree.
They worship money.
This administration worships at the altar of socialism. Not God, not country, not liberty, not capitalism, socialism. Throughout history, we see the rubble and debris of broken, poor, miserable socialist countries. And yet Mr. Obama is determined to try this nightmare experiment one more time. This time in our country, are we going to let that happen? Is this what they fought for at Saratoga? No! One cannot control a free people unless they control the fruits of your labor, which is the same as your money. No one can make people dependent on the government if the Constitution is respected. But a new and dangerous class of bureaucrat is working hard to, one, gain control over the fruits of your labor, which is the same as your money, and two, overriding the Constitution, which inherently limits government and empowers your freedoms. Until they accomplish these two things, they cannot achieve power over your lives that they covet. Are we going to let that happen? No! Are we going to let those people who died at Saratoga, are we going to let that mean something? Are we going to give away what they bought for us in blood? No! None of what this administration is attempting now is new. It is an age-old but false promise. Surrender your freedoms, and in exchange, the government will take care of you. Lies! It's always been a lie. It's never worked anywhere in history. Let us take care of ourselves. Thank you. That was my next line. The architects of the Constitution knew the dangers of voracious governments subsuming the freedoms of the individual, like some kind of Borg out of an old Star Trek movie. Everywhere in the Constitution, and I have a copy right here, are checks and balances that limit the government. But the walls of the Constitution are being breached as we speak. Entire sectors of the economy are being taken over with no consent from the people, and it doesn't say anything in here that he can do it. About the only thing that is not on Mr. Obama's teleprompter is the Constitution.
God bless America!
By his actions, I'm going to get to that. By his actions and words and apologies for America, apologizing for what? Liberating Europe? First president in American history since World War II that went overseas and didn't visit the graves of our dead. By his actions and apologies, Mr. Obama tells us clearly that America's greatest days are behind us. America's best days can be ahead of us if we refuse to surrender our freedoms. Mr. Obama says the best days are over and the future is dim. Mr. Obama, I never got that memo. I plan on spending the rest of my life as a free and proud American. Let me close by urging you to never shrug off the responsibilities of all free people. We must never surrender through complacence, just by sitting around. What so many have purchased for us in the coin of blood and sacrifice. Don't betray the men and women of the Battle of Saratoga and all those who sacrificed in countless conflicts right up till today. Somewhere there's a Navy SEAL, somewhere there's a sailor, somewhere there's special forces sleeping on hot desert sand or maybe freezing desert sand at night. They're not doing it for a teleprompter, they're doing it for this. Take one more second of your time. Someone said buy him a copy. Everybody can get a free copy of the Constitution, no propaganda, just the Constitution. Free copy by going to heritage, that's the word heritage.org. Every American needs one of these. This is your shield. This is your shield. Not a rifle, not a gun, this is your shield. And I promise I will.
Run
For an extra $1 a copy, you can buy a whole bunch, buy 10, buy 20. You support the Heritage Organization, and you can give these away to your friends like I do. Thank you very much.